son of a bitch and fucking probably in, I don't know what that is there, B, probably B1. Hey guys, how's she going today? Well, we're going out to the pasture here because I need the VIN number out of the old 90 Chevy or whatever GM 3/4 ton, Dad's old truck. The one that I stole the rear diff out of for my 92 here, because I need a pinion seal and we need the VIN number off of it to order the correct parts. So I'm just gonna run over to it and grab that. There's that old 6.2 we were talking about last night there, Mr. Straight Pipe Acres. It is a double headlight. Show you how fucking loaded up this old girl is. She's sweet. Look at that. Dash vents in it, air conditioning, a whole 9 yards, power, everything. This was Dad's old truck too. Had a 6.2 in it, but the head gasket went on it and then it sat, and then the fucking motor locked up. I did try to get it going at one point, but I don't feel like opening the hood. It's halfway through getting a 350 swap done in it, but Martin Motors there, Calvin, that came and helped get the Charger running the way it's running now, had the great suggestion of an LS swap. So, you know, that might be a project on the table one day. Someone can find me a good LS that's not too over the top with a transmission. We could make that happen. But I need the VIN number out of here, so I'm gonna get that and phone the parts place and get a pinion seal on the way, but that's the plan for now. You know what? We're standing by this old treasure too. There's been lots of questions about. Look at that big Detroit with supercharger and turbocharger. Now that's rare. We saved this thing from getting crushed just for that engine basically. So if anyone comes across a 5010, 5020 that needs a heart transplant, that's what's gonna go into it. The other thing too is there's an 871 blower on there. Would look pretty sweet on the Charger, so there's all kinds of possibilities underneath of this hood. So the truck itself is done, so don't even worry about saying we should get it going. Nope, won't open. Yes, it would be really cool, a really fucking cool old truck, but there's just, she's too far gone. Anyway, thought I'd show you that real quick since we're standing beside it. Never have too many cold starts. Anyway, we're at Grandpa Henry's here, and I'm gonna bring the spike cultivator home. Digger, as some of you strange Americans call it, eh, Shane? So, we're gonna get that hooked up, throw a dash of gas in there, some diesel fuel, and we'll be on our way. Hey, Bear. So we're back at home. We never even made it out of Grandpa's yard there. This cylinder, a couple of years ago, you remember when we were spiking land in front, or on soybean stubble in front of the air seeder, to try to get rid of, spiking land that was going to be sown to soybeans. That's what it was, to get the soil blackened up, to warm it up a bit. Quite a few years back ago now, when I started YouTube with the 4440. The thread snapped off this cylinder, so I got a welding shop to weld the yoke back on, and it worked for 3 years, I guess. And we were lifting it up in the yard, and I heard tink, and it broke halfway around. I'll show you why. The hole on the cultivator, instead of being round, it's oblonged out. So when the cylinder pushed, the piece in here, instead of staying where it's supposed to be and the cylinder pushing on it and it rotating up to lift, it pushes, and then this binds up against here and it makes it tweak. Can't see that hole in there with the pin and everything through in the yoke, so we didn't know it was that war. And that's what broke it. So we're going to bandsaw it off, cut the shaft, and make our own yoke out of flat iron and weld it on, and then we can make these a little longer, and then that way the wore out hole won't be able to bind up against that way. That's it. The easiest solution to get it home, and then once it's home we can use the welder and build up that hole to make it round again that way. So that's the plan anyway, so I'm going to cut that off. Definitely fucks with the camera more than what the MIG welder does. There's a couple more amperages there. A little bit more of an arc. Just a little bit more of an arc. Just a tad.
Any water around?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Okay.
In those, there's lots. Anyway, so that will be the finished product there when it's all done. Should work, I think. Fuck's sakes, you're pulling on a big black hose again. So, what we're doing here, Antoine, is shortening up our main supply line for the anhydrous. It's a scotch longer than what it needs to be, by about 6 feet. We're gonna make it a little bit more suited to what it's doing here, because it was made for a longer drill, but so we had it running along and then a big whip-de-doo back and then up to it. So rises and low spots and kinks in the anhydrous doesn't work very well. Then you end up with a pool of it laying in it after you shut it off, and then you get a face full if it wiggles. So it's not exactly what a guy wants, so not bad. Anyway, it's about supper time, I guess, so probably where we'll leave it till tomorrow, because it's cold out, because it's not spring yet apparently. Paying too much into that carbon tax. I can show you this too that we were working on. Our new bolts, new tip, and new side band. See how that is? So then your anhydrous is coming out here, below and to the side of your seed. That way you can put lots of nitrogen on, and by the time the plant finds it, it's big enough to handle it. You don't burn your seed off that way. So that's how that works. A lot more simpler than a corn planter when you're talking to us flatland farmers. Right, Twan? Yeah. He says, I wish I could farm corn. Right?
No.
No? Why is that? People grow it here. You don't want a combine in December? Purse. January. In the snow up to your hips. Takes the combine half the day to get the hydro warmed up enough to move. Oh, look at that John Deere lubricant. The multi-purpose spray. It's got all kinds of applications. Antoine and the town ladies have found out. Good for cooking too. Gives it a nice tang. Ha good news! Right? Anyway. So, we're back here and we got it back together. So, we got a flat wing tire, but we don't need that to go down the road. So, I'm going to fold it up here and pull up in front of the shop. Check the tire pressures on our transport wheels. And then we'll be on our way. Sound like a plan? Does to me. Well, made it home a long time ago, but I took that hydraulic hose off of there. And I got a new one made, so I got to put that on. And we're working on this. See that? Straight pipe, but no more chrome. Reason being, that chrome pipe, the water could go straight down it. And was never an issue until the other day that it rained sideways and all the water went down the fucking pipe, in the turbo, and into the oil pan. So started the tractor, drove it over here, shut it off, pulled the pan, half a cup of water came out. That's really what you want. So, it has a straight pipe yet, but now it has a rain cap, and not a fucking big scoop for all the rain to go into, so. We're gonna make one just like that for this guy too. But anyways, that's for another story. What I'm working on now is, see how that's all broken? Fuckhead John Deere in town. I'd brought it in to get the air conditioning working on it when I bought the tractor. And they dropped it on the ground and smashed it and refused to buy a new one. So I glued it all back together and it worked for the time being. But now that I made the discovery that you can put the newer style bezel in it. Can you see that in there? The newer style bezel. Just like we did in the 4640. I bought one for this guy too, so I'm going to rip that out and put that in. And we'll talk to you when it's done. There. Some nice, new, modern style vents. Pretty sharp, eh? Pretty sharp. You didn't think we'd put a new straight pipe on and I wouldn't start it for you, did you? Nice! Mint! Oh boy, that looks like shit, the camera, eh? We got a whole trough to eat out of. Eh? But no, right here. Hey, Oprah. Oh, what a cunt. Fuck, no wonder you're so fat.
Put the rest up.
Yeah, give him the rest. Here, get some minerals in you. We don't want you to die now. There you go. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, yeah. Get that fucking vitamins in there. Me? Old girl. I know I'm not Amanda. You don't like me as much, eh? Oh, there we go. Oh, get the scratches. Okie dokie. Chores are done. I brought the old car into town to get a windshield put in. Now, we have a new starting solenoid and fuel filters for this guy. We'll see what she thinks of the day. Oh, not an issue. Anyway, give this guy a second to percolate and we'll bring him in the shop. Alright, so Antoine's cleaning the floor in there yet, so I'll just leave it idle. We're gonna go out in the pasture here now with this guy and grab a couple rims. Some front rims, because I got some new tires coming for the 4440. But I need the wider rims because they're wider tires. So anyway, see what the 46 has to say about today. There we go. All right, keep on working. And I got my new hose put on the grapple on this guy. So no more leakies there, so that's kind of nice. Real handy. Handy. Alrighty. Talk to you again here in a minute. Who's over there? Oh, the little children. Anyway, wrap the video up here, but I'll show you what we're working on. This tractor originally had a cab on it. And the cabs on these tractors, I'd rather stick my head in a garbage can and beat on it with a hammer, so that's why none of them have them anymore, because they're useless. Yeah, not everyone can have a case. Oh, taste. Oh, I thought you were saying that case has such a nice cab, eh? It's comparable to a John Deere without one. Anyway, so the tractors that had a cab did not have side shields here, because the cab had the back half of the motor inside the cab with you. So they had their decals up here on the nose piece. Well, these are El Cheapo John Deere stickers that I put on when I painted the tractor. And the ones on the other side blew off at the pressure washer. So I got the sticker shop to make me some good heavy vinyl stickers. And the tractor I got the engine out of for the 5010 had side shields, 5020 side shields. So, painted them and cleaned them all up. I already got the decals on this one. So, I'm just got to stick them on this. And we'll throw it on there and I'll show you what it looks like. There. One side shield. shows how faded the paint is getting on here already. So maybe this winter, pull that motor all apart on here and go through it. With all of Amanda's cow money she's gonna have, right? Okay, now I'm gonna peel the remnants of this sticker off, cheap John Deere one that's all fucky, and put the new heavy one on that I've got. There, all stickered up. Don's just priming up his fuel filters, and this guy should be ready to roll, I think. So anyway, this video is plenty long enough, so probably where I'm gonna leave you. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you in the next one. That fun, Twan? Mm-hmm.